Mike from Party 4 Crafts again. Today I'm going to be showing you how to prevent Glowforge from resizing your projects when you put them in the app. There's certain projects like boxes and things that have to be a particular size, and a lot of people get frustrated when they put them in the Glowforge app and it resizes them, and you have some control over the size by dragging, and now you can type the sizes down into the bottom window where you can put X and Y where you want it located and length and width. But you shouldn't have to do that. If you went through the trouble of designing it in your software in Inkscape to a particular size, it should remain that size when you put it in the Glowforge app. So there are two ways that you can do this, and they're both in Inkscape. One way is to make the size of your document the same size as the bed of the Glowforge, which is approximately 12 by 20. You can't use that entire size, but that is the size of the bed. So you can set your document size to 12 by 20, and that prevents it from resizing your projects. The other way to do it is to make the size of your document just a tiny bit bigger than the project itself, so that if your project is 4 by 5 inches, then you have it 4.1 by 5.1 inches so that there's a tiny border around it, and otherwise it's the size of your project. So let me show you how to do both of those things. To set the size of the document to the size of the Glowforge bed, you just go File, Document Properties. So I've been working on these light switch cover plates, and I'm going to have a couple hundred designs of animals and people and athletes and kids' toys and things like that. So each one, they have to be this specific size or they won't fit on the light switch. The holes have to be the right size, the rectangle has to be the right size, the plate has to be the right size. So I cannot have the Glowforge app resizing it, especially when customers buy them from me and then they go and cut them on their Glowforge, it changes the size, and then they think my file was bad because it doesn't fit on their light switch. In the document properties, you can change the units here and here. The display units will change the units of your rulers as well. So if I set that to inches, you see the rulers just change to inches. Most of the time when I'm doing this, I stick with millimeters. So I'll put both of these in millimeters. So currently my document size is 203 by 254 millimeters, but my project size is only 70 by 174. So if I want to set this the size of the laser bed, I'm going to want this in inches because the laser bed is measured in inches. So the width of the Glowforge bed is 20 inches and the height is 12 inches. So all you have to do then is close this out, and I can zoom out a little bit, and you can see now that this is the size of the Glowforge bed. This is down in the corner. I usually like to put things, unless the wood already has some stuff cut out of it, I like to put it in the upper left corner because then the laser doesn't have to move as far to get to it. And then all of this material over here is unused and I have more material. If it's something engraved and you need it aligned perfectly, you want it as close to the center as possible, because the fisheye lens camera, the farther you get from the center, the worse the alignment is going to be. So for speed, the laser doesn't have to move all the way across to the bottom right corner to start cutting. For speed, you want it in the upper left. For accuracy of engraving alignments, you want it as close to the center of your material as possible. So that's how you do it to set it the size of the Glowforge bed. There's a slightly different way to set it to just bigger than the project itself. So we're going back into Document Properties. And in Document Properties, there's a pop-out here called Resize Page to Content. So if you click that, it shows you that you can resize this to be just the same size or a little bit bigger than the project itself. So in my case, I like to set it so it's 2 millimeter border all the way around. When you first open this, the default is 0. So you just have to go 2 tab, 2 tab, 2 tab, 2 tab. And then you just click Resize Page to Drawing or Selection, and it just shrunk the page down. You can see if I zoom in a bit, that there's a border all the way around. Click on it, you see there's a border all the way around the outside, and that's really what I want. And if I do that and I save it that way and then load it into the Glowforge, you'll see that it doesn't resize it at all. So those are the two ways to make sure that Glowforge doesn't resize your project. Make the document the size of the Glowforge bed, or make the document just a tiny bit bigger than the project itself. And I don't know why, but if you do it these two ways, then the Glowforge app should not, in my experience, does not resize your projects. So thanks for joining me. If you'd like to find out when new videos come out, just click the subscribe button, and I'll see you next time.